There are so many different types of men that women like, but there's one type which stands head and shoulders above all. The one type of guy that absolutely no girl can resist, and that is the funny and playful guy. The guy who can make us laugh. Whether it's over text or in person, this type of guy has a massive unfair advantage. I mean, there's a reason why 89% of women say that a sense of humor is the #1 trait they look for in a guy. But what if you're not a natural born funny guy? What if you can't come up with witty and clever things to say when talking to a girl? Well, then you watch today's video very carefully and you take notes, because I'm going to give you 5 joke types or 5 joke formats that you can use in any conversation and make girls smile and giggle and laugh. And I'm gonna help you be funny even if you don't consider yourself funny right now. These are 5 easy laugh tactics used by the world's top comedians, and today you get to steal them for yourself. As you start using them in your conversations with women, whether it's in text or in person, you are going to see them pay more attention to you, engage with you, and start to really, really like you. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Ching. That's not funny. I'm Marni, and from here on out, I'm gonna be your very own personal wing girl, and every week, I'm gonna give you the no BS insider info about what women really want versus what they say they want. Plus, the most effective methods to win over any girl you like. So just hit that subscribe button now so you never miss a video. All right, let's get started. Here are the top 5 joke types that make any girl laugh and like you instantly. So type number 1, an overreaction. Sometimes in order to be funny, all you need to do is react. You don't have to proactively say or do anything. It's the way you react or overreact to something mundane or funny that makes you funny. The trick is to commit to the reaction and be a bit over the top with it. All right, so imagine a girl is telling you a long story of some sort. Just to tease her a little bit, you could yawn or pretend to nod off or something, as if she's boring you to sleep. And this will definitely push her buttons a little bit, which you want, but will also make her laugh. So just make sure you let her continue her story after you do your bit, and you'll be totally fine. So here's another example of this overreaction joke type. So let's say a girl says something that you don't agree with, which I'm sure happens a lot. Maybe she says, I really love pineapple pizza, which, to use the overreaction tactic, you could just look at her in shock, stand up, and walk away, suggesting you can't even be near her after hearing what she just said. And trust me, that alone will get a really good laugh from her. It's so simple, but it's so powerful and it's so funny, honestly. This type of humor doesn't need to be super witty or clever in any way. All you need to do is react to something in an exaggerated manner or absurd manner. And I think a good example of this is the character Jim in the American version of the TV series The Office. Jim isn't inherently funny, but the way he reacts to things is just priceless. The way he looks at the camera and reacts to his boss's absurd behavior gets me every single time. And I'm sure if you've watched the show, you probably feel the same way. All right, so moving on to joke type number 2, the deliberate misinterpretation. And I've talked about this tactic in many different videos, but it's worth repeating because it's so effective. Deliberate misinterpretation is when you take something a person says and interpret it differently than they intended it. So here's an example. A girl tells you, I don't sleep with guys on the first date, so don't get your hopes up. And you reply with, that's perfect. We can sleep together before the first date then. See how you deliberately change the meaning of what she said? I think that's kind of funny. I can feel you laughing at me now. So here's another example. A girl says to you, I don't like your shirt, it's weird. You could reply with, look, I know you want to see me without this shirt on, but it's not the perfect time or place for it. See how smooth and flirty that is? This type of joke almost never fails to get a laugh, and it's guaranteed to make a girl like you more instantly. But you gotta be in the moment to spot these opportunities. So if you listen to a girl carefully, you'll find many occasions to use deliberate misinterpretation and make her laugh. I remember Craig Ferguson, the former late night talk show host, was a master at this. He's so sexy, but not attractive at all. You could watch some of his old videos on YouTube to see exactly how this is done. So next type of joke is number 3, sarcasm, and probably the most popular joke type on the list. I think you know how sarcasm works, and you simply say something you don't really mean or the opposite of what you actually mean. So for example, Let's say a girl asks you, how many girls have you been with? How many girls are you dating? You could be sarcastic and say, 4 today, but it could be 5 later. Or another example would be a girl says to you, are you trying to pick me up? And you could reply, hell no, I'd never do that without your father's permission. These are cute. Or if she asks, how old are you anyway? You could say, I just turned 97 today. Wish me a happy birthday. Very simple stuff, right? But just owning it. With a little bit of practice, you can become a sarcasm master. You just want to make sure that you don't overdo sarcasm because that can be really annoying. And I suggest you watch some clips of the character Chandler Bing from the TV show Friends, and he is an expert at using sarcasm and irony. And simply watching him would help you get a nice grip for doing this properly. You could even watch interviews and clips of the actor Ryan Reynolds. He's really good at doing this too. He's an absolute genius when it comes to sarcastic humor. So you'll learn a lot from it. So before I move on to the next step, I have a small request to ask you. I ask you this in every video, but if you like this video so far and find it useful, please hit that thumbs up button and let me know. I would really appreciate it. And it's also gonna help this video reach more guys who need it. So take a second, click that button, now a thumbs up. All right, now we're ready to proceed to the next joke type, which is number 4, misdirection. Misdirection is when you say one thing and then proceed to say the immediate opposite. It's a classic 2-part joke. First, you say something to set expectations in one way. That's the setup. And then you break expectations by going in a totally different direction. So that's the punchline. This might sound a bit complex now, but let me give you a couple of examples, and then I think you're totally gonna get it instantly, or you'll have to watch this a few times. But here's example number 1. Imagine you're talking to a girl who's wearing a pair of torn jeans, and you could tell her, wow, I love your jeans. It's got a really cool homeless vibe to it. So stress on the homeless. So see what happened there. First, you said, I love your jeans, implying, well, that you do love her jeans and she's super stylish. But in the second line, you immediately change direction and tease her by saying that it's got that nice homeless vibe to it, which is a classic misdirection. So you set expectations one way and then you went the opposite direction. Get it? So here's another example. Let's say you're on a date with the girl and you're having a burger that you don't really like, which happens quite often. You would say, or you could say, wow, this burger is awesome. Seems like it's fresh out of the garbage disposal. Once again, you set expectations in one way and then you went in the opposite direction. So that unexpected shift is what makes misdirection work so well. When you contradict the premise you set in the first line or first few lines, you upset the expectations. So people are caught off guard by it and they're like, what? And it's hard not to smile or laugh. So lots of comedians use this tactic very often. I just saw Steve Martin and Martin Short doing exactly this. So comedians also like Jimmy Carr and Bill Burr totally use misdirection. It's one of the most effective tactics in the world of comedy. And if you use it in your own conversations with women, you're definitely going to be funny and definitely going to make them laugh. Onward to the final joke type for the video. This is by far, and I mean by far, the easiest joke type of all, which is number 5, the laugh transfer. And to be honest, this isn't really a joke type per se, but it's the easiest tactic in the world to make someone laugh. You see, if you laugh or smile yourself while telling a joke or a story, other people around you are bound to laugh. Kind of like what happens on Saturday Night Live, right? This happens due to the principle of emotional contagion, which says that human emotions are transferable from person to person, and humor or laughter is perhaps the most contagious. So if you can self-amuse, if you can make yourself laugh while saying something, like entertain yourself, that should be more than enough to get the girl laughing too. So there's no need to be clever, there's no quick wit necessary, just plain self-amusement, that's it. And thanks to emotional contagion, whatever you say will automatically become fun and funny. And with that, we're done with our list of joke types or laughter tactics. And any one of these can help you be funnier and more entertaining in conversations with women. Liven up your conversation. But I have to mention, there's actually one more way to become more fun and witty in conversation. A faster way shortcut, if you will, and you'll find it inside the Banter Guide, which I created. The Banter Guide is a unique program designed to upgrade your wit, your sense of humor, and your conversation skills over a short weekend. It dives deeper into joke formats and formulas that you can steal to become funnier. Plus, it shows you tricks to internalize these formulas so you don't have to think about it in conversation. You'll simply crack jokes and be witty and charming without any conscious thought, which is amazing. So click the link in the description box below and you'll see what I'm talking about. Because the Banter Guide also has several little known hacks to ensure you never run out of things to say in conversation and always have the right response. Any one of these could save you from those dreaded awkward silences when chatting up a girl that you like. And it reveals easy tricks to make up witty comebacks on the fly. Tricks to make any story more engaging, and even some amazing last resort tactics to save a dying conversation or revive a dead conversation. So overall, with this guide on your side, you can't possibly have any trouble talking to women. And there's no need to worry about opening lines, what to say and what not to say. Once you see what's inside the guide, things to say will naturally come to you. So click the link in the description box below or somewhere on this page and discover more about the Banter Guide now. It has already helped over 21,000 of my students go from not being able to approach and talk to women to holding endless fun conversations with the hottest girls and walking away with solid numbers and confirmed dates. So there's no reason why I can't do the same thing for you. So the link's in the description box below. Have a look at it, see if you're interested. But anyways, thanks a lot for watching today's video. I hope that you liked it and you got a laugh out of it, and I'm gonna see you next week.